Hi everyone, and you are welcome to this lecture, Working with Modules and Packages in Python. In this lecture, we are going to learn about how we can create a Python module, how we will import names from a module, then we will see module documentation, and we will understand the meaning of module initialization and the meaning of name variable in a Python module. Then we will start talking about packages, so we will see how we can create a package and how we can import names from a package. And finally, I will end up this lecture by a quick summary. So let's get started. First of all, let's start talking about how to create a Python module. In order to do that, you have to create a Python file with .py extension. That's it, no special syntax. And I guess if you attend this course, you already have done this multiple times. So again, module is just a file with .py extension. Now let's assume that you have a module, and within that module you have some variables, functions, and so on. So how we can import names from a module, which means how I can import a function from a module, for example, in order to be used in another module. Actually, there are multiple ways for importing. So we can say import module name, we can use from, and usually we use from to import some names from a module, not everything. And we can import from a module and give this module an alias name. Also, we can import a specific name from a module and give it an alias name. Usually we use alias names because sometimes two modules or two functions could have the same names exactly. So we give alias name to discriminate between these two modules or these two functions. Now let's move to PyCharm IDE to see some examples about these import statements. Let's see the first example. Assume I have a module, it's named module1, and within this module, I want to import math module, which is a built-in module in order to use sine function. The first way to do that, and we're already familiar with, is simply to say import math. And this will import math module to you. And whenever you want to use a function from math module, you have to say math, which means the module name, dot, then the function name that you want to use. In this case, I say math.sine5. Now the second way to import names from a module, simply we can say from math import asterisk. And asterisk here mean import all the names available inside the math module. If I do something like this, now I am able to use sine and cosine function directly. And look here, there is no math dot. Why? Because I already import the names in this way. Sometimes I don't need all of the names. So for example, I need only sine and cosine. So in this case, you have to say from math import sine, cosine. So from these two examples, we can see that usually we use from when we want to import specific names from the module. Or if I want to use the functions directly without keeping, say, the module name dot then the function name. Now let's talk about alias names. As you see here, I say import math as m. M here is an alias name for the module math. And now I can say m.sine or math.sine. In this case, m.sine refer to the math. Usually we need something like this because the module name could be very long, so I don't want to type the module name again and again every time I want to use it. Or there are two modules with the same name, or there are two functions from two different modules but with the same names, so I want to discriminate between them. In the first case here, I'm giving an alias name to a module, whereas in the second case here, I'm saying from math import sine as math sine, which means I'm importing the function sine and I'm giving an alias name to that function, which is sine. So if I want to use it right now, I have to say math sine 5, and it will work exactly like the previous example. Now you could ask, what is the best way to import names from a module? Is it using import or using from? I can say if you are 100% sure that there is no confusion in names between the modules that you are working with, it's not a problem. But if you know that there are some functions with the same name, I highly recommend using the first way, which means import math. Because in this case, whenever you want to use a function, you have to use the module name as a prefix. And in this case, you will not make mistakes because of similarities in the functions' names. In this example, I show you how we can import names from a module which is a built-in module. Now let me show you another example, assuming that I created the module by myself. Assume I have a module, it's named module2, And in this module, I have a function, its name calculate area. This function takes two parameters, the weight and height, and return w multiplied by height. Now inside module 1, I want to use this function calculate area. How I can do that? It's quite simple. Here, module 2 is exactly like math module. At the end, it's Python file with .py extension. So for example, if I want to use calculate area function, simply I can say from module 2 import calculate area. So I am importing this function from this module. Then I'm using this function and this will give me result 1. Or simply I can say import module 2 and then I use module 2 as a prefix in the name of the function. Now if I run this module, run module 1 and check the results, you will see in both cases I get 30 because in this case and this case I am referring to the same function. And that's all for importing modules.